And welcome back to the Hotline, where we are talking the Red Bull launch. Yes, the collection is complete. We've completed them all. We've caught them all. Red Bull, the last team to launch, and that RB20 does look a bit different. Yes, this is the car that's going to be the 2024 challenger for both Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. There were spy shots the other day captured at Silverstone's on-site hotel during the shakedown, which happened on Tuesday. And, well, we have long gullies, similar to the Mercedes last year, that on that W14. Those long gullies, that was after it abandoned its zero-pod design. The similarities with the W14, though, this is from motorsport.com, do not appear to stop there with the launch of this specification of Red Bull. Or is it just a wind-up for Mercedes and Toto Wolff? I doubt it. But Christian Horner did not rule out changes in the time frame when asked for such a possibility. As we know, as with a lot of cars, this is what they choose to show you on the launch. Doesn't mean it's going to be the thing that turns up in Bahrain. But as we know, it was unveiled on Thursday, so yesterday at the time of recording, and it appears to have a vertical side pod radiator inlet under more heavily undercut side pods than the RB19, and that was first seen on the zero pod car of that Mercedes W13. Unlucky for some, probably unlucky for the Mercedes team, but the RB20, it retains that downwash side pod solutions. We've got the floor bolted onto the RB20, which was noticeably bigger and simpler, but is that just for show? Could be a ruse. And the much discussed Mercedes-like elements underneath the RB20 side pod could similarly be an attempt to show confusion. But then, nothing is off the cards when it comes to Formula One launches, especially when it's going to be, one of the top teams and the favourite, let's say, going into 2024. I mean, Horner came out and said it's an evolution of last year's car and praised it because it's their 20th version, their 20th car. He said the guys haven't been sitting still, it's not conservative, and you can see they've been quite aggressive in certain areas and still pushing their boundaries. He went on to saying, I'm conscious that our opponents are still pushing very hard, and I've seen a few cars that have been released that look similar in theme to what we launched last year. You can see that all the men and women behind the scenes have been working very hard, and some of the detail of the car is absolutely exquisite, he said. Verstappen has opened up, and he said he's beating his record-breaking 2023 campaign is not our goal, which was quite interesting. As we know, he took 19 Grand Prix victories last year, 12 pole positions, 21 podiums. And in relation to replicating it, he said these kinds of things are very tough, I think, to top. I think it's also not even our goal. He said, I think it's about trying to deliver another competitive car. And from my side, of course, I'll try to deliver the best I can. But that depends on a lot of things that have come together. So I guess only time will tell how quick we are. Now, with heavy competition, we've got Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren and Aston Martin. Strong cars last year, but not as strong as that Red Bull. Verstappen says that Red Bull's success this season is as much down to their rivals as them. He said, around us, people are learning more and more. It's not always that it's up to us, he said, how great the season is going to be, because if you have more natural competition with different teams, it's even harder to win races. Sergio Perez, he's come out and he's outlined the determination to change upon his, let's be honest, disastrous, despite finishing second, 2023. Yes, he enters the 24 feeling the pressure, despite having clinched that second place. And he should feel the pressure because, once again, he got trounced by Max Verstappen. And this is from planetf1.com. So, what did Sergio Perez have to say for himself? Well, he said, yes, I feel really fresh. And obviously, with the learning of last year, it's very important that we will learn what went wrong and learn from our mistakes. He said, I think we understood a lot of things. It's my 4th year with Red Bull, and I would expect it. I'd expect to be at my best for this season. As for the specifics as to what he intends to achieve this year as his regroup, Perez said he's aiming to take a calmer approach and won't necessarily be going hell for leather in the opening races of the year. It's to maximise every single opportunity, he told the media, to get a really strong base early on, which he did do last year, to be fair, and 2022. And just to be able to carry, he says, that through the whole season and be able to develop through the whole season. And I think it's that carrying through the whole season that's going to be key if he does have a good start. He went on to say, understanding the difficult races and why they were so difficult, the directions we were taking with the car, and how we were overcompensating things and not necessarily making the car better. I think all of that we've managed to learn. But the overrounding black cloud, so to speak, the dark cloud over the Red Bull launch was that investigation with Christian Horner. And even Horner himself admits the pre-season distraction with this Red Bull investigation ongoing. Yes, as we know, he's been stuck in the spotlight since it emerged. He's been under investigation by parent company Red Bull GmbH over these alleged inappropriate behaviour in his leadership role. As we know, he met an external barrister lawyer last week, appointed by Red Bull to give his side of the story, but the team refused to give away too much. Even the very much quote-worthy Helmut Marko is not saying much. So he said, inevitably, there has been a distraction, but the team are very together, he said. Everybody's focused on the season ahead. It's been very much business as usual. The support has been fantastic. So there we go. Once again, vehemently denies these allegations. So Gary Anderson from the Race.com has said his first reaction is this car is far from a mere evolution of the RB19. I think there'll be a few teams going wholly S-word, let's say. Where do we go from here? And personally, I don't 100% think that we are seeing here is what we'll see in Bahrain and testing, commented Gary Anderson. So worrying times maybe for other teams, but as Toto Wolff likes to say, the stopwatch never lies. And I think Red Bull definitely favourites going into 2024. The big test is, though, are they favourites for the constructors? You'd probably say, yeah, they probably are. However, and here's the thing, Sergio Perez is potentially their weak point for 2024 in terms of the constructors. If you remember, there was a time over 3 or 4 races that McLaren, due to Perez, scored more points than Red Bull did. So, to win the constructors might not be as easy as last year, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, if you made it to the end, you're definitely a champion in our eyes. Subscribe, like, comment below, let us know. Thank you very much, and we'll be speaking to you soon.